What's up, guys, and welcome back for another EVE Online solo mining video. In this one, we're pretty much just hunting rare ore in zero point 0.5 systems. But let me get these guys down, these rats down. I'll kind of give you an idea of how to go about finding this stuff. But this is a good way, actually, to, if you find the right ones that no one's kind of occupying. Like this is a rock type right here. You can get isogen. So basically, isogen is available in HiSec if you know where to look. But once I get these rats down and everything, I'll kind of give you an idea how I go about looking for this stuff. And I'll try to like get as much of this as I can. So as you can see, I'm in the endurance. So I usually have these 0.5 systems that have a 0.4 connection for low sec bookmarked. I just have them bookmarked like rare 0.5 and then the system name. And then I essentially use the ore anomaly page in the agency to see if there's any active anomalies, which gives you a good idea if they're up. And then it just takes a little bit of traveling. But I prefer this kind of mining to get like isogen, zydrine, megasite, stuff like that over mining and in low sec. So essentially what I have, I'll go over the fit too. Let's get these drones in. So essentially what I'm running is a Miner 2 and then a improved cloaking device. My mids are a Multispectrum Shield Hardener 2 and then a Monopropellant Enduring Afterburner, a 1MN. And then I run a sensor booster with the ECCM Script in it, a survey scanner, and then 3 mining lasers in the mining laser upgrades in the lows. And then I'm carrying Hornet 2s, but you can carry pretty much any drone type for whatever area you're in. I'm usually in Greasta space, so that's kind of why I'm doing this. I'm gonna go ahead and turn all this stuff off. I don't have any mining competition right now in this system. There's some people that they're ratting. Lock this down. I want to see what kind of... We got some jet ochre here too. So all this stuff is actually pretty useful. So this right here, Noxium. So we'll try to get this as well. And then this one's pretty good as well. I'm going to try to get as much of this as possible. And there's enough systems in this. There's enough stations in the system. We should be able to get a compression. Filter this, repros. So we have docking access here. That is repros, or so we'll be able to do compression there, which works. I'm going to save this location. I usually save my compression as COM, just so when I'm in the system, I can easily. So we'll basically like mine this, or we'll mine until the endurance is completely full. And then we'll go to that station, we'll compress it, come back out, and we'll just try to get as much of this stuff off grid as we can. But I know I wanted to kind of do a video over this rare ore. I use the endurance because the drones can just be annoying, especially in Greasta space where they actually can target jam you, and you have to keep like looking for a gap and select the target. It's just easier to actually use the endurance and have those drones and just get them out of the way. But while we're mining this, I'll kind of go over how I kind of do this. So I'll go to the agency, go to resource harvesting, go to ore anomalies, and then I'll usually select HiSec and then any distance. You're looking for basically a 0.5 system with a 0.4 low sec connection. So for instance, let's go here, view this on map. We'll see these systems here. So as you can see, this system, it has a 0.3. You need to be like 0.4 or lower. And then this one down here also has a 0.4 connection. So I save these two systems as possible rare spawns for this. Whenever you get one jump away from the system, you will see this. You'll see the anomaly over here too. But once you get into system with the actual anomaly, it will not show up here anymore. You'll still be able to see it there. But what you want is this Empire Border. This Empire Border rare asteroids. It's going to show up on your all tab. So the second you actually get to a system that has it, I just right click on it and add it to your mining overview. It'll show up system wide. So you're actually able to get in the system and warp straight to it. So we don't have to bookmark any of these rocks necessarily. We'll just kind of keep mining and killing rats as needed. I do almost always prioritize this type because of the isogen. And then we want to get crocite for the noxium, because we can get Mexilon pyrite from all that other stuff. Jet ochre, good for noxium. Jet ochre is actually very better for noxium. We'll probably do that over crocite. We need both of them actually. And then this one's going to be your Zydrine, and then this one up here, Megasite. So you can come out here in like any ship you want, if mining wise, and a Mackinac even. You can come out here in a Mackinac, throw mining drones on this thing, do whatever you gotta do. But essentially, if you, I just use the endurance because it's faster. Because I always kind of check multiple systems a day to see if I can find them. But essentially, if you find like a good anomaly like this, you don't have to go to low sec to mine. It's just how it is. I'm actually glad that they added these. So we're just going to kind of go around and around and around and kind of slowly fill up. So let's see, this is, we have about 8,700 volume left, so we'll kill this rock. And then I think we'll get the jet ochre next, which means that after the jet ochre we might be able to go compress, and then we'll come back out here for the crocite. I'm hoping I can actually grab all this. This one will take a while to get down because it's like 33,000 cubic meters. We already have some. I hit one anomaly that had a few. Had like 8,000 cubic meters. So we've already kind of got a little bit of a stockpile going. And then so normally what I'll do is after I do like a bunch of mining with this and everything, and I get everything compressed, and I'm, close to, I mean, you're not going to fill up with compressed ore. If you were out here long enough and going around New Eden looking for this stuff, long enough to fill up 19,000 cubic meters of compressed of this stuff, you would be out for a while. But usually, when I get a good amount of it is when I will kind of take it to wherever I'm staging the rest of my ore and kind of drop it off there. But yeah, figured I'd make this episode all about I've done a video and a short going over this strategy, but I figured since we have been doing a lot of different demonstrations and stuff like that for solo mining, the video that I go over this, it's really just kind of hitting the high points. I just talk about the strategy of finding it. But in this video, this episode particularly, I wanted to make sure that I just show real world mining of this stuff. You definitely want to be compressing it though, because if we can get all of this anomaly right here, I'd call it good. I would have no problem. That'd be a good run on the rare stuff. And somebody's already been out here because there was some wrecks out here. Maybe that was the other one I was thinking of. I did try to do this. I have done these in the prospect before, but the problem is the prospect, especially in grease to space, it can just kind of orbit the rock with its afterburner on, and it can avoid a lot of damage. The problem is whenever our targets drop, it just gets obnoxious. So endurance kind of wins out over here. The prospect's going to have a little bit more better yield, but this works just fine. And we're still checking D-scan. I got it set to 360, 14.3, but I'm not really seeing any mining going on. So we're just kind of slowly filling up. Let's go. I carry a survey scanner because you want to kind of know. I carry a survey scanner just because I like knowing how big the rocks are and how like kind of my progress is going. I don't necessarily like flying blind. I think this is this rare ore is something that I think a lot of people who operate in low sec and people who operate in high sec, mostly newer miners who want to get into like industry and stuff and know that they need kind of low sec materials, kind of overlook. But in conjunction with like doing our normal like high sec mining and then doing the rare ore mining, you know, here and there, going out and check certain systems once a day or whatever, finding a good anomaly like this, it unlocks a lot of possibilities for what you can actually make. Um, and we'll explore kind of the other facets of acquiring materials as well. As far as Tech 2 manufacturing, we definitely are going to want to get into moon mining, because moon mining is going to give us a lot of the stuff required for invention. And then also we're going to want to do like data sites and things like that. And look, we got a couple of retrievers come out here, so they're going to suck down this thing pretty quick. What are they on? Yeah, they're on the jet ochre, so they're up to that noxium. I'm really kind of after. I intend to use more isogen, but we'll see how this all goes. That jet ochre is 82, so they're gonna cut that down pretty quick, probably within a couple cycles. And I think if you can bring out like a barge or an exhumer, you're gonna do this a lot quicker. But I'm actually pretty happy with kind of where we're already going. And they got mining drones on their retrievers as well. Don't mind me, little endurance, kind of doing our thing. It is competitive, that's the thing. It's very, very, very competitive for the people that know about it and stuff. And once all these rocks are gone out of this, the Empire Border rare asteroid the thing on the overview will disappear. And I'm not quite sure about what the respawn is. I mean, what happens is it basically goes. They select another system that follows the criteria of being a 0.5 with a 0.4 or less security connection. And they pick one of those systems and they populate it, which you can just then go back to the agency, because you can, if you just go to the star map right here and just find like a 0.5 that has a low set connection, doesn't always mean it's going to have an anomaly. That's why we use the anomaly part of the agency to confirm, because HiSec normally doesn't have anomalies except for like starter systems, but they're actually not like ore anomalies, they're like training anomalies. So if you see a 0.5 with an anomaly and then you look at it in the map and it has that low sec connection, you can pretty much guarantee that it's going to have this rare ore thing going on. It is unfortunate though that we have these retrievers show up, but that's how it goes, and that's what you can expect if you're doing this. You're going to have competition, so that's just how that goes. Let's see. Oh, I'm too far away from that. That's why these jet ochre is not updating, because I'm too far out with the survey scanner. I can only reach out to 23, and that jet ochre is 29 away. But I can imagine that thing is going to be dead pretty soon. He's on this one right here, though, that 33,000 cubic meter. No one's on the crocite, so... Or on this one. However how you say that. I might actually go to this one next, because it has megasite in it, purely megasite, whereas this one has, I don't know, I really need the noxium though. So yeah, I think we'll probably try to hit this one, potentially. And I'm just using kind of like miner's courtesy. I'm not going to go up there and mine the rocks that they're on. That's just kind of common courtesy in terms of mining etiquette. So we'll get crocite. And that's the reason they're not like, I mean, obviously people are going to like mine your rock and stuff like that, but like I think these guys kind of understand that kind of unspoken rule. So, and they probably have their own manufacturing needs as well. Do another scan. We got to be getting pretty close on this. About 1500. It's going to be about a little over 2 cycles. Because I'm doing 607 cubic meters every minute. So it's slow and steady wins the race. But I'm really jealous of these guys. Like, yeah, if I came a ways, like I came probably like 18 jumps out here to this one. But yeah, maybe I'll get to the point where like all these systems that I've been to that have confirmed rare ores in them, I can just like find an NPC station and just kind of pluck a Mackinaw or a Retriever out here, and kind of, and I can just shuttle and check. That would be expensive though. That's essentially like committing like 300 mil per potential spawn location. This video probably won't be as long as my last one. My last one was 2 hours, only because we killed that asteroid belt. This one, I'm pretty much going to mine everything that we can at this anomaly, and that'll probably be it for the video. I really did want to cover this at some point in this series so that everybody is aware of how to find this stuff. What we'll do is, once this goes down, which we got to account for waste as well, so okay, so we got 300, so we're gonna go half cycle, and then we can pretty much jump straight over to the Crocite. Crocite's actually pretty big, 16,000 cubic meters. We can get a lot of, if we can manage to get that, a lot of that would be a lot of Noxium. Alright, switch over. We can fold about 9,000 cubic meters before we have to go and compress. And we're just going to keep on going. 12K range. Come on. Are we in range? Okay, now we're in range now of everything, so I can do another service scan to update their progress. I think they're running Tech 1s because they're not killing it too fast right there. Jet Ochre, this guy is like... I feel like that Jet Ochre didn't update. The Jet Ochre's in 20 kilometers, so okay, yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see what these guys do. They might kind of jump on the Eltherinium, or whatever you want to call it, together. Or he might go for the for this one up here. I would assume, or they could probably also just go after my precious Crocite. But I kind of just do this as like, we're stockpiling, like as you know, we're stockpiling materials for manufacturing at a later date. So these guys are actively building stuff right now. I'm not as tryhard on that. I am good for, if I can fill up at least, that'd be cool. I'll probably continue doing this a little bit tonight, off and on. It's one of those nice things to do. It's like, you go and you kind of find a target system, and you go out there, see if there's anything to be had. You mine what you can while you can, and then when it's gone, you repeat the process. I'm not really doing anything, and like, I should probably turn my safety on before I get myself in trouble. This character usually does low sec and kind of crazy stuff, so I had her safety turned to red, but we are in high sec doing shit, so we don't need that. That Jet Ochre should be really close. Jesus. It only went down 100 cubic meters? There's no way. Let's look at you. You run like civilian strip miners. I feel like the yield should be a lot more than it is, unless my service scanner is just super delayed. It probably would be beneficial. Like, I don't really run most of the time. Every time going from each of these systems that I kind of check, I always have safer route picked. You always want to have safe route picked. You just don't want to have to go through like low safe. You don't have to. So technically, I could bring like a Mackinac. It would just take longer to go from each system to check them. But then again, you could also just kind of hang out. Like if I'm done mining after this one is done, I could kind of just dock up here, and then after reset, come back on, see if another one's there. I do kind of need to test that and kind of see what the behavior. Okay, so yeah, 300. I think what I saw was the mining drone update, but I didn't see his strip miner update. But that rock is done. Three rocks left. 3 ships. What he could jump onto? Jesus. So many mining drones. Yeah, he jumped on this one right here. Good old miner's etiquette. I appreciate that. I'm okay with taking my crocite. Because really my goal doing this tonight was to go out and find isogen and noxium, which I will have done. So, and then I got some Zydrine here. So, I'd say it's a successful little expedition in a frigate. But having something more than a miner 2, I mean, obviously, like I'm using an endurance for, logistics purposes, for travel purposes. But if these guys just live in this system and kind of just hang out and they just have stuff here and they just only mine this stuff when it kind of comes around, that's a good setup too. It really just depends on what your need is. Am I in range of everything? Yeah. Let's go and do a little scan. See how they're doing. They should still be on the rocks. I'm hoping. I just want to make sure I can like fill up, and then go compress, and then come back out and hit it again before everything kind of dies. But they should be on them for a while, especially that other one. This one right here is 24,000 cubic meters. It started at like 33, so I don't know. I don't know what the fit on that retriever is, but and it couldn't even. They could potentially just be running. I'm pretty sure they're running strip 1 miners, but then they're like actual mining skills could be pretty low. Because they should be doing like what 1,800. Like my alts do like 1,815 cubic meters with strip 1s, so that should be going down substantially more than it is. And I think with like mod strips, which I don't think crystals exist. I actually know crystals do exist for these. It's just yet to find out which ones they are. But yeah, I don't know. It might just be their mining skills. Who's to say? Okay, drop 22, 12. Yeah, mine's at 11. I'd be really surprised if I get all of this rock without them taking some of it, because at 600 a minute, it's gonna be a while before that stuff is gone. But look at the value though. Like this right here, what I mined from this, that's 17 million. 17 million, and I started mining this actually when we started recording this video, and we've been off of it for a while. But that's 17 million, and that's nothing to shrug at. This stuff is not that great. That's what I'm telling you. This isogen rock right here, good money. Good money indeed. The other benefit of using the endurance over like the prospect is you just have a bigger ore hold as well, so you just have a little bit more room to work with. I could also see potentially coming out here with like a porpoise and just drone mining, because the porpoise and lines are really, really fast. and then you could just kind of do it that way. That could be an option. $14 of 19. I'm actually going to save this just so I can come straight back to it, because I did have to move a little bit from where the anomaly 0 is. But we got a ways. And I'm not getting a whole lot of residue either. So that's why it's, I think that's another reason why I think they're running like Tech 1s, because Tech 1s are factions, because I don't see a lot of residue happening on their rocks either. But yeah, I just noticed that whenever I was looking at my ore value. Like, Jesus. 16k units of that, 17 million. That's good to go. And you can literally do this in a venture too. You can just kind of fly out here, find this stuff in a venture, and make more than 10 million an hour. Keep flying around. I think that, like, ever since these ores came out, I just can't like recommend or advocate low sec mining, because you're always on defense in low sec mining. You know, you're out there with, you can take bigger ships obviously, but you run the risk of losing it too. So, you know, why take like a 200, or anyway like anywhere between like a 100 to 200 or more mining ship, when you're always on defense, you're always warping off, you're always watching D-scan. It's just very stressful, right? This high sec, come out here in a porpoise if you wanted to. Come out here with the entire fleet and just burn this stuff down. Like if we brought the Orca and the Hulks into this, the ship, it would already be gone. Already be gone. I think just like always, Isogen is just in such a huge demand. I think that's what's driving the price there. But we've been mining this for almost about 27 minutes, almost 30 minutes, right? We've already done 21 million. So it means in an hour we'll do 40 with one account in a ship that essentially cost 32 million. So I don't think the Crow Guy's going to give us enough value to basically pay this ship off with one trip, but you can definitely see we get pretty close on that. Alright, we're in range of everything again, so let's go ahead and do another scan. Yeah, this one is going to be done probably before I can get compressed and get back here, because I've got about 2,500 cubic meters to go. Oh look, drones. How lovely. And of course they're shooting at me. Alright, I'm gonna let those guys take care of it. They've got Hornets out. Hornet 1s, mining drone 1s. That's why I think that they're probably a newer player. And if they are a newer player and they are doing this, kudos to them. Proud. I'm a proud Eve player. Turn on our Hardener, just give this rat a little bit, harder time. They're not doing any damage at all to me. That's why I orbit, just because it mitigates damage. I could throw my Tech 2 Hornets out and take care of it super quick, but yeah. Maybe they need the daily bonus. I don't know. I don't need a daily bonus. I've already killed enough rats today. I've actually was doing quite a bit of high sec ratting and just collecting loot, essentially just to burn down. That's another way that I get materials as well, is just burning down rat loot and getting isogen, noxium, stuff like that from the extra melted loot. I'm still stockpiling it because the character I want to do, to be in charge of doing all the reprocessing for industry and all that stuff, she's working on her reprocessing skills. And for loot, if you're going the loot route and you want to burn or melt loot for material or minerals, you definitely want the scrap metal reprocessing. So that character is working on that stuff. Alright, this should be our last cycle, and then we're going to have to... How much is this? No. We'll go compress. Hopefully it doesn't take me very long to get in there, dock, and then get things compressed, and then come back out. We need about a little over a full, not necessarily a full cycle, but like 3/4 or so. Try to come out here before this other rock is toast. But if they, if they decide to, like, grab the rock while I'm off grid, then it's whatever. I think I've got quite a bit of value to prove the point of this demonstration. I don't think we're going to get more. Okay, here we go. Dock. What did it end up being? About 2 million on that. Jesus, this stuff. Yeah, if you go to these anomalies right now at the current price, this stuff is just money. Absolute money. Prioritize this stuff for real. I mean, always check what the current values are and things, because you never know how the market might fluctuate. But because obviously the price of that ore is based on the price of isogen. So, all right, docking up. And back out. About 25 million. And then we'll clear that crocite bookmark when it's popped, because we don't want to just have a bunch of random bookmarks kind of laying around and everything. Once you come into this, like I said, once you come into the system, you'll be, if you have that on your overview, you'll be able to see immediately. All right, let's get this popping. I actually need to get close to this rock. And now we can orbit it. Had to get a thumbnail image. Come on. Priorities. So now we're good to go. We have 5,200 cubic meters left in this rock and all the space in the world. So now we're just going to be hanging out on this. And then I'll leave these guys alone. That this one rock will still probably be up after I'm done. Maybe. But I've already got some. Actually, all the rocks might actually die pretty close together. Nah, I don't think so. Not based on what I've seen from their yield. Because we essentially have probably like 7 minutes maybe if you're not counting residue and waste, that other retriever would have to jump onto this rock right here to help like kill it. And what I'll do is once before I leave the system, what I'll do is I'll go back to compression, and I'll make sure before I leave the system everything I have is compressed. But yeah, we're going to essentially do close to 26, 27 million maybe by the time we're all kind of said and done here. Might be about 40 minutes to do what we've done out here. But that's still less than an hour. 25 million in a endurance in a high sec in less than an hour. You can't argue with that. Yeah, that one rock's almost dead. If he goes full cycle, he might waste a lot of time. But if he's scanning, he should be able to see it only has 600 cubic meters. So he should be able to like half cycle it to get it done. Yeah, you probably noticed watching the series. I use the Blood Raider skins on all of my industrial ships. This one looks pretty cool. The only thing I like about the Endurance and the Prospect skins is it's got a lot of the solid kind of color on the sides. I kind of like the more dirtier look, but it looks better than the default, that's for sure. Let's see, currently there are 6 people in local. I am one of them, and then these retrievers are 2 of them. So it means there's only 3 other people here, and from what I can tell, they're running rat sites. Alright, what do those guys do? Okay, they're both on that rock up there. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. Miner's etiquette at its finest. Which means that they're going to burn that rock down pretty quick. Let's, might not get a read on this one. It's still 23 out. It's down to 11. I'm down to 3,500. Let's see who can get it. Racing to the bottom. 29. Yeah. I mean, they do have a lot of mining drones, and also like the fact that there's only 6 mining drones, and what, 3 Hornets? One of them doesn't have all the drone skills. They should be able to field at least 10. You don't even need, if you want to run mining drones, you don't even need, for those rats, if you just keep one like combat drone out, and then all the other 4 are mining drones, that's enough. That way you don't have to worry about sucking in the mining drones completely, or stucking one in and putting a combat out. It's just always up. But I've only seen what we showed up. We got rat spawn. That was basically at minute 0, and then we saw another rat spawn. What was that, like about 25 minute? So you're gonna get maybe like a couple of rat spawns an hour. Not really anything to worry too much about. Oh, 1,700. They're at 82. It's going to be close. Actually, 3 minutes for me. Ish. We're at 26 million. Got a Vexer out there. Somebody's doing some good old-fashioned Vexer high-sec mining. That's what this character used to do for a long time in the beginning. But she's gone from essentially being an alpha. She was the character that we did Alpha Project with back in the day. And then she kind of sat around, did a lot of training, got her Omega. But now she's like a full mining alt. Almost a full mining alt. I think she's still needs like Mercoxis and ice training. And she also is like a perfect Tengu pilot as well. Which I love my Tengu. And we're talking like perfect Tengu as in like she has all of the missile skills, the tertiary. She's a perfect scanning alt as well. I think the only thing she's missing as far as what I like to run for data relics is like she doesn't have covert ops 5, which because I use a buzzard for that stuff. Ooh, oh yeah, I'm getting it. We had some waste there actually, but this is actually it. We'll kill it with this cycle. Remove that location. Those guys have got that. Let's go ahead and dock up. We'll get everything compressed down. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. It was actually a lot longer than I thought it would be. So yeah, about 40 minutes. But if you're out there and you're wanting some of that, isogen, noxium, megasite, xydrine, that stuff that you can normally find in like nullsec and lowsec, you don't have to go there. You can go and find this rare high sec ore and do it. Once we get docked up, I'm going to recap kind of the process that I go through to find it, and then it's all about just kind of getting yourself into a groove, knowing what to look for, and all that. Drag out, compress, drag it back in, stack it up. Alright, so agency. Agency is your big friend, your massive friend here. You want to go resource harvesting, you want to go ore anomalies, you're looking for a 0.5 high sec system. And if it shows up on here with you'll see like, one belt-in system, which means one anomaly, it's a good chance, if it's a 0.5 and has a anomaly in it, it's a good chance that it has rare ore. I usually just double down, go to show on map, and then actually go down and click on the system itself, and then look at the adjacents. And so as you can see here, this one has a 0.4 neighbor. So yeah, you get there. And what you'll want to do is you want to go to your all tab on your overview and look for that Empire border asteroid belt thing. And then if you have a separate mining tab, right click on that and add it to your mining tab. So it's system wide. So when you come into the system, you'll be able to warp straight to it. Because just like this system, it shows that we have the belt here. It shows all the types of ore, but it won't show up over here once you get in the system. If you're one system out, it'll populate all this area, and you'll be able to see what's going on. So I think that's why a lot of people miss it. I think a lot of people miss it because they open up agency, they open up agency, and they go to anomalies. They see there's nothing there, and there's no warpable, so they don't even look in the overview for that Empire border asteroid belt system. So, yeah. But anyway, thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to support the channel, then consider becoming a member, where you'll get perks like emojis and channel recognition and all that stuff once we get up to 8 members total. So that helps a lot for future content and everything. But anyway, peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.